Welcome back. We've got some baking news for you. Today is World Baking Day, and what better way to celebrate than by checking out new recipes to flex your sweet baking skills. Here with gluten-free, easy-to-bake recipes is registered dietitian nutritionist Monica Salafia. Happy World Baking Day, Monica.
Thank you. Happy World Baking Day. I'm very excited to share these two awesome gluten-free recipes with you all.
Yeah, so you do have a couple recipes that you're going to share. They're gluten-free, delicious, and easy to make. What ingredients go into these recipes?
So easy. And I truly am not the best baker, but this cake mix from Pamela's Products made it so easy. So what I did was first preheat that oven to 350 degrees. I feel like that's an easy step to forget. And then you take that cake mix, you pour it in a large bowl, and you add 2 eggs, sour cream, oil, and water. Mix it together. We don't want to overmix this. And then we bake it for a variety of minutes depending on what type of pan you use. So I actually used two 8-inch round pans, and I double batched it to make this very impressive, I'm just going to toot my own horn here, impressive cake. And then I frosted it with a vanilla frosting after it was cooled, and I decorated it with berries because that's the dietitian in me, adding some fruit and color and antioxidants to the gluten-free cake recipe.
Monica, what's the official name of that cake?
This is the ultra rich chocolate cake.
Ultra rich chocolate cake, and it's gluten-free. That's amazing. What else do you have for us?
My second recipe is the 7-layer bars. Now, this is really excellent. It's a very fun summer recipe as well because we're using the honey graham crackers, and they're gluten-free as well. So what you do is you crush them up, mix it with butter and sugar, and then you get this gorgeous crust. And then that crust, you bake it. And once it's cooled, you add those toppings. So we actually start with sweetened condensed milk. So I'm just going to pour that on for you guys just so you see how easy it is. And then you'll want to spread it out, get it nice and even. And then you start loading it up with those gorgeous toppings. So I want to share with you that I'm doing a walnut, nice heart healthy nut. And you're just going to add it to the top right there. And then 2 types of coconut. I've got large flakes, and then I've got fine flakes, and then we add those chocolate chips on top. So I've got a white chocolate chip. Yeah, we go hard on the chocolate chips here, and then it ends up making this beautiful like contrasting color. And then you bake this again for 20 minutes or so, and then you will end up with these awesome 7-layer bars. So very sweet, very indulgent, very delicious, and still gluten-free.
Well, you make it look so easy. We hear gluten-free a lot. It's kind of like this buzz phrase, especially right now. But exactly what does that mean?
Absolutely. I get this question often. So, gluten is a naturally occurring protein in a variety of grains. We most commonly know it to be found in wheat, barley, rye, and wheat, of course, is used in things like pizza, birthday cakes. And so, sometimes people have what's called celiac disease, that's affecting 1% of the population, or non celiac gluten sensitivity, which research shows can affect up to 0.5% to 13% of people. So, that gluten protein can sometimes be inflammatory and cause some digestive symptoms that people really want to investigate what the root problem is and solve it. So that way they can enjoy all these delicious treats.
Right. So you mentioned some of the health benefits for people who have certain conditions. Are there other benefits for anyone if they want to try a gluten-free diet?
So the benefits are very individualized, and I always encourage people to check in with their doctor, their registered dietitian, to see if a gluten-free diet benefits them. Oftentimes, people can find that their digestive symptoms, if existing, can be mitigated, and some people find that because they're feeling better, they're able to increase their nutrient intake because now they're not dealing with pain and in their gut and can eat foods, again, bringing more nutrients. And that's what it's all about for me. I want to get people eating as much nutritious food as possible. And we, of course, want that to be pain-free. So those are some of the benefits, but of course, very individualized.
Well, when I look at the baked goods you have in front of you, you think, whoa, those are gluten-free. Are you sure it's going to be okay? Talk about some of the misconceptions about baked goods or other foods when we talk about being gluten-free.
Awesome question. So, some of those things that we might hear are that we aren't allowed to eat any of these products, right? We can't have it, even though it's gluten free. But really, if we're paying attention and using the right ingredients and keeping everything else gluten free, you really can enjoy it. Of course, I always talk about keeping our portions to our liking, and then we really want to just be able to celebrate food stress free. So, I think that being able to get access to gluten-free products, especially for those people who really need to avoid it. This just expands the horizon, makes social events better, and honestly, you can't tell the difference when you taste these.
Well, Monica, you have two very tasty looking baked treats in front of you. I want to know who's going to be eating those with you.
Oh, neighbors, boyfriend, friends. I've thought about this. I really have because I think I told you earlier, this is a very heavy
Yeah, that's massive.
cake.
Thanks so,
Massive.
thanks so
Absolutely.
much. This has been a lot of fun chatting with you about World Baking Day and these gluten-free recipes. You can find them and more at Pamela'sProducts.com.